So I had a prophecy actually right as Darryl and I were coming together that I was going to have cancer. So, and I did not want to hear that because we were just starting out and moving in together. And so I compartmentalized that prophecy. And during our time, I had some fibroids that, were there. And so I had, physical bleeding. I had a little procedure that was to rectify that. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought, oh, maybe that's what it is, but it wasn't. So about 3 months before we were going to get married, I had more symptoms, and I knew that it was probably that. So then a week after we were married, I returned to find out that I had uterine cancer, and Spirit said, okay, and they came to me the night before. They said, it's going to be cancer. And I had, figured so. And so I had my uterus removed. I had a full hysterectomy. And so in our practice, we are not, alternative only. We're very much an integrative approach in terms of Spirit knows best. So for me, because of the denial of the feminine, it had manifested in such that my hormones created this situation where I rejected so much of my feminine that I lost my uterus. And that was, it's a hard thing to come to, right? But I trusted them. They said, you're going to be okay. You're going to take hormones. I take bioidentical hormones. So I recreate in my body, and I'm very, very healthy now. So, but 2 months into my recovery, they came back. Spirit said to me, it will return if you don't learn all of the lessons from this experience. And so as we were kind of alluding to before, we learn as much as we're willing to face, right? And so I was working away and say, yep. But if there's any subconscious repression, it'll show up. So the night before my 6-month checkup to the date, Spirit said, it's returned. The cancer's returned. And I felt a little bit surprised and kind of bewildered because I thought I would do anything. But anyway, so we go into the appointment, and my gynecologist said, oh, there's a lump here, and he could even palpitate it. I have to send you for a CAT scan immediately. And so in that 5 days, because they lost my paperwork synchronistically, we dug in and we did everything we took everything in our arsenal, and we said, okay, Spirit, what lessons are still there for me to learn in terms of the value of the feminine, the repression of the feminine, the anger of all of that trauma going through, whether this lifetime, other lifetimes, or collective. And a lot of it was collective work that we were healing. And so the night before the CT scan that would have confirmed it, Spirit came through and they said, okay, Darryl, we want you to use your crystal. He uses a Vogel crystal from time to time to heal. And we're going to heal her through that crystal. And he worked on me for, 15, 20 minutes. And the next day we went for the CAT scan, and 3 or 4 days later, the results were clear. And the last part of the fun part of the story was we knew it would be, but it's always fun to hear those words. Oh, there's nothing there. 2 weeks later, my gynecologist called me on a Saturday, and he said, I just can't be with these results. I want to do further testing. Would you be open to it? And we said, of course, So he just said, I don't understand why it's not there, because I know it's there. And we had a second test confirming that it was clear. So Spirit led me down that path. And in my journey from the age of 28 to now I'm 50, I have had to understand the repression of the feminine, the healing of the feminine, the true value of the feminine, instead of chasing it in this way. Like I need to be strong as Darryl, or I need to do this like Darryl to prove who I am, versus I'm going to step back into my true innocent self and reclaim my innocence. I'm not sinful, not responsible for anything, like in the Eve story of Eve. We had to really reclaim and restore the innocence to the feminine. And so that we can be, when we look at this, the witch burning times or these type of things in history where women have been shamed and blamed, we had to go in and really free up that energy and really return the innocence